So we are here at the Union Buildings, and as you can see, the precinct really starting to fill up as we get closer and closer to that program kicking off. But as you would expect, there are, of course, a lot of the opposition parties that are also in attendance. Some of them perhaps licking their wounds, having not done so well during the elections. Others are watching and having, over the many decades, or 3 decades rather, having watched the African National Congress go through all the changes, its growth, and now in the run-up to this election, seemingly its decline. But we speak now from the ACDP, Reverend Kenneth Meshoe. Reverend, a good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you feeling on this inauguration morning?
Well, I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good because we are entering a new era where the ANC has lost its majority, and we are talking about a government of national unity. Now, in 1994, GNU worked well. It was very successful. We saw people reconciling. People were enemies in the past, but they were reconciling. So we are very curious to see what this GNU of 2024 is going to produce, particularly because there are issues that many, even within the GNU, are very unhappy about. Now, the ACDP was invited to be part of the GNU, but we declined because we have been telling voters that because the ANC did not listen to people when we were talking about the Bella bill, when we were talking about the National Health Insurance bill, people, they did not listen. And we said, if you pass these 2 bills to be laws, then we are going to take you to court. And so it would have been a contradiction for us to be part of the GNU and still take the GNU to court, because now they are the government. They'll have to explain whether what they did was credible, was reasonable, and was constitutional. So that's what the ACDP wants to do, and that's why we did not join the government of national unity.
Well, there seems to already have been lines drawn already before we even see the full sort of appointments of all the leaders of this 7th administration. There's now seemingly, a side that is the GNU and then a progressive caucus. So where does that leave the ACDP, where that line is then drawn?
Well, when they were discussing the Progressive Alliance, I'm not sure what they said about Bella Bill and NHI. Now, it would not be fair for you to say we are partners, we are together, we are standing together and fighting together, and then take one another to court. Because they did not pronounce themselves on the Bella Bill and NHI, we said, hey, we do not want to be accused of contradicting ourselves. We call ourselves alliance partners, and yet we take each other to court. We didn't want that to happen, so we have to stick to what we have said, because we are people of principle. If we say we don't agree with you for this reason, we'll tell you exactly what we don't like and what our plan is going to be. So we said our plan is to take these 2 bills, the acts now, to court, and that's going to happen. And also with the Electoral Act also, we are not happy because of the elections that were pronounced free and fair. We say, indeed, we agree they were free, but they were not fair because the level of corruption was too high. People at home, people in their homes saw ballot papers that were already marked out, taken out of black refuse bags and put into the empty IEC boxes. And we say, how can this happen? And what is going to be the consequences of such actions? Are people going to, are we going to see a head roll? And we know we're not going to see any head roll. So we want to fight these things outside this partnership of GNU rather than from GNU fight these issues.
I wonder if there's still time to talk about whether or not heads are going to roll for political parties who said that they're unhappy with how these elections have gone. We're already at a stage where we're inaugurating the president. Perhaps, if we will, talk a little bit about that, right? Today, President-elect Cyril Ramaphosa will take that oath of office. What do you think awaits him on the other side of that?
Already he knows that the Pala issue is now going to be back on the table. And there are very strong possibilities that he is going to be found to have done something illegal, something that needs punishment. And I believe the president might not finish his term for a number of reasons.
How long do you give him? Let's talk about that. How long do you give him?
I think he would be happy if he has Christmas this year as a president. Personally, that's what I think. He would be very fortunate. and he must enjoy his Christmas as much better than the other Christmases, because it might be his last if he does enjoy it. But I think he will not enjoy Christmas this year as a president.
Yeah, very, very interesting. Well, Reverend Kenneth Meshoe, an absolute pleasure speaking to you. And do enjoy the celebrations, if you will, of the inauguration of the president-elect, and we'll be talking some more in the future.
Now, because we love South Africa, we love the people of South Africa, we wish them well. The fact that we are not part of GNU does not mean we don't wish them well. We wish them well, even though we are not part of them, because we are a principled organization.
Reverend Kenneth Meshoe, the leader of the ACDP.